friends, what is up and welcome back to my channel. As you can tell from the title of today's video, I wanted to just sit down and have a little chat with you guys about some life goals and channel goals that I have for 2020. Now, the reading goals and all of that are going to be a completely separate video. I just want to talk about channel goals and sort of where I plan to see my life by the end of 2020. I'm definitely a firm believer that the mentality that you have, if you are a positive person, if you are a negative person, outside of outward influences, like you can have a bad day and you can experience things for prolonged periods of time and be upset about them. But I think the energy that you put out into the world is definitely the energy that you get back, and I do believe in manifesting certain things for yourself. So I did want to sit down and kind of put that out there, like put it out as far as I can into the universe, aside from just talking to friends about sort of what I wanted. Now, a lot of these goals are going to seem pretty lofty, and the reason for that is that I think that aiming high, I'm definitely the type of person where if I aim high and don't necessarily achieve exactly what I want to achieve, I will still be very happy with the results. And that is always kind of like the whole shoot for the moon but land on a star sort of theory. That's definitely how I live my life. I try to be as positive as possible, like I said, outside of outward influences. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. Just to get into things for life goals, one of the things that I really want to do and I think will positively affect my channel is to relinquish some sort of control. A great example is I took 2 weeks off the end of December to spend with my boyfriend and his family, to spend with friends, just to really hone in and focus on like rejuvenating my life and getting back to a good place, like mentally and physically, and just like indulging in good food and indulging in like time with people and not having anything that I needed to do outside of work, because I had a lot of personal responsibility for those 2 weeks. And it really showed me that for me, I need to relinquish control. Yesterday was the first day that I was supposed to film, and I like got home from my boyfriend's house and I was like getting ready, and then the people who are directly attached to us were actually getting work done on their bathroom, and it was like they were like pounding and drilling and like ripping up drywall, and there was no fucking way I could have worked through that. And I was texting my boyfriend and my roommate that I was super frustrated that I had like, you know, rushed to get home and gotten ready, and then right when I was going to do it, like couldn't do it. And I feel like for me, I need to just like let it go. Like my boyfriend kept reminding me, like, people will be there when you do put up videos and people will watch, and like there doesn't need to be like a lot of control for that. Like it is good to have like a schedule and, you know, to try to stick to that, but I really do beat myself up about it. And one of my bigger hangups is the fact that I film on Tuesdays when there's no one in the house. And the problem with that is it is Wednesday and my roommate's currently in his room and I am filming. That is another thing that I really want to focus on for 2020, is coming out of my shell a little bit when it comes to filming myself in front of people. I want to be able to bring you guys with me in my day-to-day life, and like personally that just means not caring what other people think, you know what I mean? Like in 2019 I was very open that I have a channel. I was very open that this is what I do and it brings me a lot of joy, and why should I be ashamed of that? And so for me in 2020 I really want to focus on like loving what I love and loving doing what I do, whether that's playing video games, watching anime, like reading, doing YouTube. Like if something brings somebody joy, I'm the type of person to not judge them for whatever that is, as long as it's not hurting anyone else. And I think that the average person thinks that people are paying attention to what they're doing, but they're really not. And that is something that I definitely want to focus on, that will, I hope, eventually affect my channel positively as well. A couple of other personal goals that I have are trying to leave like work at work, or like YouTube when I'm done with it, because what tends to happen is I'm very absorbed in what I need to be absorbed in. Like when it comes to work, if something happens at work or something doesn't go the way that it's supposed to go, I get really run down about it and I get really stuck on like what has happened, and I'm not very good at like letting it go and like letting it be a thing that just happens. And with YouTube it tends to be like I work till super late and my desk is in my bedroom. Like my desk is right here and my bed is literally right here. So I get really caught up in like wanting to constantly work and not really setting like times for myself, and it has bled into not really having time for other people, because YouTube is really truly a full-time job. Like anyone who goes into YouTube, you have to understand that you need to film, you need to edit, you need to upload, you need to talk about it, you need to be responding to comments. We all say it and no one really believes us until it's starting to happen. But it is truly a full-time job, and I want to find time to set aside for it in a way that is not overwhelming to me. And then really that's like all I truly have for personal goals outside of making more time for people and doing things that I'm afraid of doing things that I wouldn't normally do. There's a lot of opportunities and like events and stuff that I want to go to. We're getting a cabin for my birthday next month. We are hopefully going to New York. We were thinking about going to Colorado. Like there are so many places that I want to travel to that I've been nervous about traveling at all. You guys know 2019 was the first time that I've traveled in a really long time by plane. It's been like 6 years I think since I've done that. And it's just like going out and experiencing things and spending time with my family and putting myself in situations that do scare me to some extent, because I've been living in my own bubble, like my own created bubble of working and doing YouTube and like occasionally spending time with people, and I want to come out of that a little bit more, and I want to find a sort of balance for that. So a few of those definitely bleed into YouTube. I've been saying this for a long time, but I'm not really going to be keeping a schedule anymore. If there's a day that it would really affect me to try to make sure that I'm filming and I'm getting something up, I'm not going to do it. I want to really focus on the content that I put out, and I want to make sure it's good and not just something to have available for you guys to watch that maybe wouldn't be the best content to begin with. You know what I mean? Like to force that, I don't want to continue to force things if they don't come to me organically for YouTube. I have been doing this for 3 years. Like it has been a long time, and it's normal to experience like creator burnout. And I want to focus on content that I want to make. I want to start making more vlogs. I want to start doing more book related stuff in the sense of like, this is what I truly thought of a book, like analytically, like really look at books or books that really make me feel something and really, you know, express that to you guys. That's something that I want to focus on. Now, personal channel goals of mine. I would like to be consistent in the sense of you guys can expect, you know, like 1 or 2 videos from me a week, maybe even 2 or 3. 2 or 3 has been my standard for the last 3 years. I would like to try to maintain that, but I don't necessarily want, like I said, don't want to break my back to do it. And I don't necessarily want to have specific days that I need to get those kinds of things up for you. The other thing that I want to focus on is making sure that I'm like being more involved. Now, that can be working on collabs with people, that can be responding to comments, that can be being available on Twitter to like speak to people and responding to those types of things. Like the last 2 weeks I've been pretty absent, but like I said, that is because of Christmas. So I haven't really been available to like really talk to, because I've been either out of town or been spending time with people, and it's really rude to like be on your phone. My boyfriend actually pointed out that like if there's a moment that I'm able to, I'm like on Twitter, and I don't want to continue to be that person in 2020, but I do want to be available enough to try to like chat with people and like posting on Instagram and like letting you guys see, like, you know, like seeing more of me outside of just a video. A couple of other things I want to do for 2020 for my channel is I would like to hit 20,000 subscribers. I'm at almost 8,000 I think right now, and I know that seems super lofty, but I want to kind of put that out there. I think that for me it is like healthy to kind of make a goal for that. I know a lot of people sort of get run down when they make goals. They're like, oh, I want to hit 5,000 by the end of the year. I want to hit 10,000, 100,000, whatever it may be. And they tend to get really run down about it. For me, it is more motivating in the sense of I have a goal that I can try to achieve, but if I don't achieve it, I'm not going to beat myself up about it. It's not like that at all. Like my Goodreads goal is absolutely ridiculous this year, and I just want to use it as like motivation. The last thing that I want to focus on for my channel in 2020 is more of a consistent feel to things. I tend to rearrange my room. I tend to kind of overwork my content, like, you know, like overhaul everything and change like my aesthetic and change, you know, what my channel looks like and all of that. And I don't want to continue to do that in 2020. I really want to sit down and have a system that really works for me, that screams like my brand in a way. Like if you see it, you know it's me. If you see my thumbnails, you know it's me. If you see, you know, like my channel art, you're gonna know it's me. And sort of simplifying that, because I think we tend to get really bored like creatively, and I think when that happens, people like to try to rework things, but the heart of me is always there. Like I feel like you guys really know me and like know who I am, but like changing things around, like how I do stuff, can be kind of suffocating. So I want to make sure that I stop doing that and just deciding, which I think I have, deciding like what I want things to look like, what kind of content I want to make, and just moving forward with that. And I think it, like I said, it really streamlines everything for me especially, and makes things a lot harder to fuck up in the long run. So that's definitely something that I want to focus on in 2020. Alright guys, so those are the goals that I have for personal and YouTube moving forward in 2020. There are a couple of other things that I'm doing sort of behind the scenes that are more so for 2021, so I'll talk about those at the end of the year. I know that's a really far away, but that's just how it is. There are a couple of things, like I said, that I'm like working on at the same time as like my main goals for 2020, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know down below a goal you have. It can be personal, it can be creative, it can be like a relationship. Let me know something that you're excited to try to tackle in 2020. But I love you guys immensely, and I will see you in my next video.